Wayne Osmond was one of the original Osmond Brothers singers, and one of the 9 Osmond siblings. He suffered a severe stroke and died in Salt Lake City, Utah, at the age of 73. Ralph Mann was a Hall of Fame sprinter, hurdler, and Olympic silver medalist. He died at the age of 75. Jeff Baena was a screenwriter and film director known for Life After Beth, I Heart Huckabees, and many more. He was also married to actress Aubrey Plaza. He died at his home in Los Angeles by suicide at the age of 47. Morris Bradshaw was a wide receiver for the Oakland Raiders from 1974 to 1981. He died at the age of 72. Bob Veal was a pitcher from 1962 through 1974 for the Pittsburgh Pirates and Boston Red Sox. He died in Birmingham, Alabama at the age of 89. Brenton Wood was a singer and songwriter known for hits like the Oogum Boogum song, Gimme Little Sign, and Baby You Got It. He died at his home in Moreno Valley, California at the age of 83. Beej Chaney was best known as a singer and guitarist for the Minneapolis new wave group The Suburbs from 1977 to 2014. He died while swimming in the Pacific Ocean near Hermosa Beach, California at the age of 67. Jim Short was a stand-up comedian from San Francisco that appeared on The Late Show with David Letterman, Late Night with Conan O'Brien, and Comedy Central's Premium Blend. He died from a stomach illness at the age of 58. Brian Mattis was a baseball pitcher for the Baltimore Orioles and the Chicago Cubs from 2009 to 2016. He died in Phoenix at the age of 37 from a drug overdose. Peter Yarrow was a member of the 1960s folk trio Peter, Paul, and Mary. He died from bladder cancer at his Manhattan apartment at the age of 86. Charles Person was a civil rights activist who was the youngest freedom rider in the 1961 Freedom Rides. He died from complications from leukemia at the age of 82. Richard Harris was a professional wrestler, better known by his ring name, Black Bart. He was diagnosed with stage 4 colon cancer in 2022 and died at the age of 76. Bill Burge was a character actor and comedian, best known for his work as Bobby in various Ernest P. Worrell films. He died at his home in Nashville, Tennessee at the age of 86. Bill McCartney was the head coach of the University of Colorado Buffaloes for 13 seasons. He died from complications of dementia at his Boulder home at the age of 84. Sam Moore was a singer who was best known as a member of the soul duo Sam and Dave from 1961 to 1981. He died following surgery at a hospital in Coral Gables, Florida at the age of 89. Leslie Charleson was an actress, best known for her role as Monica Quartermain on the daytime soap opera General Hospital. She died in Los Angeles at the age of 79. Claude Jarmain Jr. was a child actor best known for playing Jodie Baxter in The Yearling. He died at his home in Kentfield, California at the age of 90. Robert McCrae was an actor best known for playing Fire Marshal Captain Dobbins in the series Cheers. He died of complications from dementia and multiple strokes at his home at the age of 79. Natalie Dupree was an author, chef, and cooking show host whose work focused on American Southern cuisine. She died at the age of 85 in Raleigh, North Carolina. Buck White was a member of the bluegrass music trio The Whites. They were members of the Grand Ole Opry and scored their most notable achievement with music in the movie Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? From 2000. He died at the age of 94. Tony Slattery was an actor and comedian best known for his roles in the UK show Whose Line Is It Anyway? And the movies The Crying Game, Peter's Friends, and How to Get Ahead in Advertising. He died after suffering a heart attack at the age of 65. Gus Williams was a professional basketball player in the 1970s and 1980s. He played for the Golden State Warriors, the Seattle Supersonics, the Washington Bullets, and the Atlanta Hawks, and his nickname was the Wizard. He died at an assisted care facility in the Baltimore area at the age of 71. Jeannot Schwark was a French director known for Jaws 2, Somewhere in Time, Supergirl, and Santa Claus the Movie. He died from respiratory failure in France at the age of 85. Melba Montgomery was a country music singer and songwriter, known for her duets with George Jones, Gene Pitney, and Charlie Louvin. She died at a Nashville care facility at the age of 86. David Lynch was a filmmaker who was best known for The Elephant Man, Blue Velvet, Mulholland Drive, and he also created the series Twin Peaks. He died at his daughter's home at the age of 78. Diane Langton was a British actress known for the long-running British soap Hollyoaks, in which she had a regular role over the last 20 years. She was also in EastEnders during the 1990s, and Only Fools and Horses in the 1980s. She died at the age of 77. David Duclon was a 1980s and 1990s television writer and producer, known for his work on Punky Brewster, Silver Spoons, and Family Matters. He died in Franklin, Tennessee at the age of 74. Paul Danan was an actor and reality star, best known for playing Sol Patrick in the British soap opera Hollyoaks in the late 1990s. He died in England at the age of 46 from what is believed to be a slip-and-fall accident. Tommy Brown was a professional baseball player who played for the Brooklyn Dodgers, Philadelphia Phillies, and Chicago Cubs in the 1940s and 50s. He died from complications of a fall at a rehab facility in Altamont Springs, Florida, at the age of 97. Bob Uecker was a professional baseball catcher and sportscaster who also served as the play-by-play announcer for the Milwaukee Brewers. He was also an actor who had roles in the TV show Mr. Belvedere and played Harry Doyle in the film Major League. He was diagnosed with small cell lung cancer in 2023 and died at his home outside of Milwaukee at the age of 90. Joan Plowright was an actress whose career spanned over 6 decades, and she was best known for the films Enchanted April, A Taste of Honey, and 101 Dalmatians. She died at a residential care home in Northwood, London at the age of 95. Howard Andrew Jones was a fiction and fantasy author, known for the Chronicles of Hanover, the Chronicles of Sword and Sand, and the Ringsworn trilogy. He was diagnosed with brain cancer in September of 2024, and then died at the age of 56. Martin Truex Sr. was a race car driver and the father of NASCAR drivers Martin Truex Jr. and Ryan Truex. He died in Huntersville, North Carolina at the age of 66. Jeff Torborg was best known for playing pro baseball for the Los Angeles Dodgers and California Angels in the 1960s and 70s. He was also a manager of many teams. He died in Westfield, New Jersey at the age of 83. Garth Hudson was best known as the keyboardist and occasional saxophonist for the rock group The Band. He died in his sleep at a nursing home in Woodstock, New York at the age of 87. Calvin Jones was a running back who played for the Los Angeles and Oakland Raiders and won a Super Bowl with the Green Bay Packers in 1997. He died in Omaha, Nebraska from carbon monoxide poisoning at the age of 54. Barry Goldberg was a blues and rock keyboardist, songwriter, and record producer who worked with the likes of Bob Dylan, Steve Miller, and Percy Sledge. He died from complications of non-Hodgkin's lymphoma at the age of 83. Barry Michael Cooper was a writer, producer, and director known for his screenplays for the films New Jack City, Sugar Hill, and Above the Rim. He died in Baltimore, Maryland at the age of 66. Jim Tauber was a film producer known for the films Stand Up Guys, The Place Beyond the Pines, and The Age of Adeline. He died from complications of multiple myeloma at the age of 74. Gary Greer was a singer and a member of the group The Contours, who had hits in the 1960s. Greer joined the group in 1993 and remained with them until his death. Marianne Faithfull was a singer that gained popularity in the 1960s with her hit single As Tears Go By, and she became an influence during the British invasion in the US. She died in London at the age of 78. Dick Button was a figure skater and skating analyst. He was also a two-time Olympic champion and five-time consecutive world champion. Button died in North Salem, Massachusetts at the age of 95. Sal Maida was a bass guitarist best known for his work with Milk and Cookies, Roxy Music, and Sparks. He died from complications after a fall in New York at the age of 76. Brian Murphy was an English comic actor, best known as husband George Roper in the popular BBC sitcom Man About the House and its spin-off George and Mildred. He died following a short battle with cancer at his home in England at the age of 92. Paul Hugh Moriarty was a British actor known for his role in The Long Good Friday and Lock, Stock and Two Smoking Barrels. He died in London at the age of 86. John Shumate was a professional basketball player and coach who was drafted in the first round by the Phoenix Suns and played for many other teams from 1975 to 1981. Shumate was battling dementia at the time of his death at the age of 72. Rich Dower was a baseball player for the Baltimore Orioles and a coach for the Kansas City Royals and the Colorado Rockies. He died in Cincinnati, Ohio at the age of 72. Howard Twilley was a wide receiver for the Miami Dolphins. From 1966 to 1976, he scored a touchdown in Super Bowl VII, capping off the only undefeated season in NFL history. Twilley died at the age of 81. Mike Ratledge was a British musician who was a founding member of Soft Machine. He died after a short illness at the age of 81. Irv Gotti was a record producer and co-founded the record label Murder Inc. Records. He died after he suffered 2 strokes caused by diabetes in New York City at the age of 54. Tony Roberts was an actor best known for his roles in 6 Woody Allen films, most notably Annie Hall. He died from lung cancer at his Manhattan home at the age of 85. Bruce French was an actor whose career spanned more than 30 years. He had many bit parts, including TV roles in the shows Passions and The Riches during the early 2000s, and he was also seen in the movies Fletch and Jurassic Park 3. He died from complications of Alzheimer's disease in Los Angeles at the age of 79. Dick Duran was a football player and coach in the NFL. He played 5 seasons with the Detroit Lions and 3 with the Cincinnati Bengals, and he was also the head coach of the Chicago Bears and the Buffalo Bills. He died from cancer at the age of 74. Bob Bingham was an actor and singer best known for his role in the rock opera Jesus Christ Superstar. He died in New York City at the age of 78. Peter Tuiasosopo was an actor and football player known for roles in the movies Necessary Roughness and Street Fighter. He also appeared on the Disney Channel series Kickin' It. He died from heart complications in Phoenix, Arizona at the age of 61. Tommy Hunt was a soul singer and Rock and Roll Hall of Fame inductee as a member of the group The Flamingos. He died at the age of 91. Groove Allen was an actor and rapper, best known for his roles in the movies House Party and What's Love Got to Do with It. He died in Maryland at the age of 62. Biff Whiff was an actor whose career was mostly spent in smaller roles, including Roseanne, Desperate Housewives, It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia, and Brooklyn Nine-Nine. He died at the age of 76, following a campaign to raise money for his cancer treatment. Alice Herson was an actress best known for her roles on daytime soap operas, along with the primetime show Dallas in the 1980s, and she also played the mother of Ellen on the sitcom Ellen in the 1990s. She died at the Motion Picture and Television Country House and Hospital at the age of 95. Eddie Fisher was a Major League Baseball pitcher with the San Francisco Giants, Chicago White Sox, Baltimore Orioles, Cleveland Indians, California Angels, and St. Louis Cardinals. He died at the age of 88. Gene Hackman was an Oscar-winning actor, starring in The French Connection, Superman, Hoosiers, Unforgiven, and many more. His body was discovered at his Santa Fe, New Mexico home, along with his wife and dog, and they had been dead for 10 days, according to his pacemaker. Hackman was 95 years old. Scott Sauerbeck was a professional baseball left-handed relief pitcher from 1999 to 2006. He played most of his career with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Sauerbeck died from a heart attack at the age of 53. Peter Jason was a character actor that appeared in over 80 films and 100 television series, most notably as a soccer coach in The Karate Kid and as an actor found in many John Carpenter films. He died from cancer in West Hollywood at the age of 80. Jerry Butler was a soul singer and songwriter, and the original lead singer of the R&B group The Impressions. They were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1991. He died from Parkinson's disease at his home in Chicago at the age of 85. Lynn Marie Stewart was known for playing Miss Yvonne on Pee-wee's Playhouse, and later as Charlie's mother on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. Stewart died from complications of cancer in Los Angeles at the age of 78. Clint Hill was the most famous Secret Service agent ever to serve. He was protecting First Lady Jackie Kennedy on the fateful day President Kennedy was assassinated. Hill was the agent seen climbing onto the back of the president's car following the shooting. He died at his home in Belvedere, California at the age of 93. Chris Jasper was a member of the Isley Brothers from 1973 to 1983, and he was inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 1992. Jasper died in New York 2 months after being diagnosed with cancer at the age of 73. Robert John had a Billboard #1 hit in 1979 with his song Sad Eyes. John suffered a severe stroke that he never fully recovered from, leading to his death at the age of 79. Roberta Flack was the legendary singer of hits like Killing Me Softly, The First Time Ever I Saw Your Face, and Feel Like Making Love. Flack died following a diagnosis of ALS and was en route to the hospital when she suffered cardiac arrest. She was 88 years old. Michelle Trachtenberg was a child actress who made her name on Nickelodeon and then landed on the TV series Buffy the Vampire Slayer. Trachtenberg died at the age of 39 when she was found unresponsive in her New York City apartment. It was then revealed that she had had a liver transplant sometime before her death. David Johansen, also known as Buster Poindexter, was a singer for the New York Dolls and played the ghost of Christmas Past in the 1988 movie Scrooged. Johansen died from cancer at his Staten Island home at the age of 75. Angie Stone was a singer, songwriter, actress, and record producer, known for her solo album Black Diamond in 1999. She was killed in a car accident near Montgomery, Alabama, at the age of 63. Joey Mullen was a songwriter and rock guitarist whose recording career spanned 5 decades, and he was best known as a member of Badfinger. He died from complications of diabetes at a hospital in Minnesota at the age of 77. Merrill Douglas was an NFL running back for the Chicago Bears, Dallas Cowboys, and Philadelphia Eagles. He died at the age of 88. Mark Booty was a defensive tackle for the Washington Redskins and Los Angeles Rams in the 1990s. He died at the age of 55. Bob Roop was the bassist for the popular 1990s alternative rock band Cracker. He died at the age of 68. Jeff Runnings was the frontman for the band Against. He died from cancer at the age of 61. Craig Richard Nelson was an actor known for the films The Paper Chase and Three Women in the 1970s. He also played a teacher on the 1980s TV show Square Pegs. He died in Salt Lake City, Utah at the age of 77. Jose Valdivieso was a shortstop for the Washington Senators and the Minnesota Twins during the 1950s and early 1960s. He died at the age of 90. Pamela Bach was an actress who worked together with her husband, David Hasselhoff, on the long-running series Baywatch. She was found dead at her home in the Hollywood Hills after taking her own life at the age of 61. Art Shalek was a baseball pitcher for the New York Yankees and Baltimore Orioles from 1951 to 1955. He died at an assisted living community in Sonoma, Arizona at the age of 100. Dwayne Wiggins was a singer, songwriter, guitarist, and record producer best known as a founding member of the R&B group Tony Tony Tony. He died from bladder cancer at his home in Oakland, California at the age of 64. Norris Thomas was a professional football player for the Miami Dolphins and Tampa Bay Buccaneers during the 1970s and early 80s. He died in Biloxi, Mississippi at the age of 70. Stanley Jaffe was a film producer known for Fatal Attraction, The Accused, and Kramer vs. Kramer. He died at his home in Rancho Mirage, California at the age of 84. Jesse Colin Young was a founding member and lead singer of the 1960s group The Youngbloods. He died at his home at the age of 83. Bob Long was a wide receiver in the NFL during the 1960s and 1970s. He won 2 Super Bowls with the Green Bay Packers. Long died in Brookfield, Wisconsin at the age of 83. Derek Gaffney was a wide receiver for 8 seasons with the New York Jets during the 1970s and 80s. Gaffney died at the age of 69. Jack Lilly was an actor known for the films Planet of the Apes, Sudden Impact, The Legend of Zorro, and the television show Little House on the Prairie. He died in Calabasas, California at the age of 91. Kenneth Sims was a football player who played defensive end for 8 seasons with the New England Patriots during the 1980s. He died in his sleep in Waynesville, North Carolina at the age of 65. George Foreman was a heavyweight boxer, businessman, minister, and author. He was a 2-time world heavyweight champion, an Olympic gold medalist, and the namesake of the George Foreman Grill. He died at a hospital in Houston, Texas, at the age of 76. Dennis Arndt was a character actor best known for guest roles on a number of TV shows, including The Good Fight, Grey's Anatomy, Supernatural, and Vanished. He also starred on stage in the Broadway production of Heisenberg. Arndt died at the age of 86. Richard Chamberlain was an iconic actor known for his role in the NBC medical drama Dr. Kildare in the 1960s, and was considered the king of the TV miniseries for his work in several of them, which included Centennial, Shogun, and The Thornbirds. He died of complications from a stroke in Hawaii at the age of 90. Sean Barbara Allen was an actress known for many recurring appearances on The Waltons, Gunsmoke, and Ironside. Allen died in Chapel Hill, North Carolina from Alzheimer's disease at the age of 78. John Vella was an offensive tackle for the Oakland Raiders between 1972 and 1979. He died at the age of 74. Johnny Tillotson was a singer-songwriter known for his hits Poetry in Motion, It Keeps Right on Hurtin', Talk Back Trembling Lips, and Without You. He died from complications from Parkinson's disease at the age of 86. Val Kilmer was an accomplished actor known for his roles in Top Gun, The Doors, Tombstone, and Batman Forever. He was diagnosed with throat cancer in 2014. Kilmer died of pneumonia in Los Angeles at the age of 65. Ray Seals was a defensive end who played for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1990s. He famously batted down a pass by a rookie quarterback named Brett Favre, who then caught it and completed his first pass in the NFL. Seals died at the age of 59. Colin Fox was a Canadian actor that was known for his roles in Psy Factor, Atomic Betty, and Tommy Boy. He died in Ontario at the age of 86. Jay North was a child actor best known for playing Dennis in Dennis the Menace during the early 1960s. North died in Lake Butler, Florida, from colorectal cancer at the age of 73. Clem Burke was the drummer for the band Blondie. The band shot to fame behind Debbie Harry in 1975, and Burke remained with them until his death. He died from cancer at the age of 70. Joey D. Vieira, who used the professional name Donald Keeler, was a child star on Lassie in the 1950s, and also made appearances in the films Ferris Bueller's Day Off and The Patriot. He died the day before his 81st birthday after a long illness while receiving hospice care. Octavio Dotel was a baseball player who played for the Houston Astros, St. Louis Cardinals, and New York Mets, among many others, from 1999 to 2013. He died from injuries sustained in the Jet Set nightclub roof collapse in the Dominican Republic at the age of 51. Nicky Katt was an actor best known for his roles in Dazed and Confused, Boston Public, and Boiler Room. He died by suicide at his home in Burbank, California at the age of 54. Drew Zing was a rock, blues, soul, and jazz guitarist, best known for performing with Steely Dan. He died at the age of 68. Ted Kotcheff was a director and producer. He is best known for the films First Blood, Weekend at Bernie's, and Fun with Dick and Jane. He died from heart failure in Mexico at the age of 93. Don Hasselbeck was a tight end in the NFL for the New England Patriots, Los Angeles Raiders, Miami Vikings, and the New York Giants in the 70s and 80s. He is also the father of NFL quarterbacks Tim and Matt Hasselbeck. He died after going into cardiac arrest at his home at the age of 70. Sophie Noida was a child actor known for the films Mammoth in 2009 and Noah in 2014. Her body was found in a wooded area in Vermont, and the cause of death is under investigation. She was also pregnant at the time. Noida was 24 years old. Wink Martindale was a disc jockey, radio personality, game show host, and television producer. He was regarded as a pop culture icon and was known for his outstanding and jovial demeanor, not to mention his booming voice. He died from lymphoma at a hospital in Rancho Mirage, California at the age of 91. Mac Gaydon was a rock and country singer and songwriter for over 60 years. His most famous song was Everlasting Love, which he co-wrote, and it was recorded by more than 24 other artists. He died in Nashville from Parkinson's disease at the age of 83. Will Hutchins was an actor who played the lead role of a young lawyer named Tom Brewster in the Western series Sugarfoot in the late 1950s. He died of respiratory failure at a hospital in Manhasset, New York, at the age of 94. Pope Francis was the head of the Catholic Church from 2013 until his death in 2025. The Holy Father was from Buenos Aires, Argentina, prior to becoming Pope. He died in his Vatican residence from cerebral stroke, which led to a coma and then cardiac arrest at the age of 88. Lar Park Lincoln was an actress known for horror in the 1980s. She was in House Part 2, Friday the 13th Part 7, and was in an episode of the anthology series Freddy's Nightmares. She also appeared on Knots Landing from 1987 to 1991. Lincoln died from breast cancer at the age of 63. David Briggs was a keyboardist, record producer, composer, and studio owner. He was a prolific studio musician and part of a select group known as the Nashville Cats. Briggs died from renal cancer in Nashville. He was 82. David Thomas was one of the founding members of the post-punk group Perubu and the short-lived proto-punk band Rocket from the Tombs. He died at the age of 71. Lulu Roman was a comedian, singer, and author, best known for being a regular on the comedy music show Hee Haw during the 1970s and 1980s. She died in Bellingham, Washington at the age of 78. Steve Mongo McMichael was a professional football player for the Chicago Bears during the 1980s. Following his retirement from football, he wrestled for the WCW as part of the Four Horsemen. In 2021, he was diagnosed with ALS. He died in Joliet, Illinois, shortly after being moved to hospice care. McMichael was 67 years old. Whiz Jones was an English acoustic guitarist and singer-songwriter who was part of the British folk revival scene. He was also an inspiration for Eric Clapton and Keith Richards. He died at the age of 86. Cora Sue Collins was a child actress who appeared in films during 1930s and 1940s Hollywood. She appeared in 47 films as a child. Collins died at her home in Beverly Hills from complications of a stroke at the age of 98. Priscilla Pointer was an actress during the 1970s through the 1990s. She had supporting roles in Carrie, A Nightmare on Elm Street Part 3, and Blue Velvet, among others. Pointer died at an assisted living facility in Connecticut at the age of 100. Mike Peters was a musician from Wales and the lead singer of the band Alarm. He had been diagnosed with lymphoma in 1995 and battled cancer for 3 decades. Peters died at the age of 66. Ruth Buzzy was a comedian and actress known for her time on Rowan and Martin's Laugh-In during the late 60s and early 70s. She died at her home in Stevensville, Texas, from complications of Alzheimer's disease at the age of 88. Jill Sobule was a singer known for her 1995 single I Kissed a Girl and the song Supermodel, featured on the soundtrack for the 1995 movie Clueless. She passed away at the age of 66 in a house fire in Woodbury, Minnesota. Charlie Scales was an actor known for roles on The Wire, The Sopranos, and Liberty Heights. He died at the age of 84 in Phoenixville, Pennsylvania. Steve Peppoon was a screenwriter for the TV show Alf and The Simpsons. He later went on to produce the TV show Roseanne. He died in Kansas at the age of 68. Joan O'Brien was an actress and singer known for her roles in It Happened at the World's Fair and Operation Petticoat. She passed away in San Antonio, Texas, at the age of 89, after a long struggle with Alzheimer's disease. James Foley was a director best known for the films Glengarry Glen Ross, Who's That Girl, and 50 Shades Darker. He died at the age of 71 from brain cancer at his home in Los Angeles. Joe Don Baker was an actor known for his performances in Walking Tall, Cape Fear, and Goldeneye. He passed away from lung cancer at the age of 89 in an assisted living facility located in Los Angeles. Chet Lemon played professional baseball for the Chicago White Sox and the Detroit Tigers over a span of 16 seasons. He died at his home in Apopka, Florida, at the age of 70. John Edwards was the lead singer of the Spinners between 1977 and 2000. He had a debilitating stroke and was forced to retire from music, and he passed away at the age of 80. Robert Benton was a director known for the movies Kramer vs. Kramer and Places in the Heart, and he won 2 Oscars for his work. He died at his home in Manhattan at the age of 92. Rich Rollins was a baseball player who played for the Minnesota Twins, Milwaukee Brewers, and Cleveland Indians during the 1960s. He passed away in Akron, Ohio at the age of 87. Bobby Franklin was a football player and coach that played for the Cleveland Browns. He died in Mississippi at the age of 88. Billy Earhart played keyboard for the country band The Amazing Rhythm Aces and the Bama Band. He passed away from cancer at the age of 71. Steve Inwood was an actor known for his roles in the 80s movies Fame and Staying Alive. He died at the age of 78. Kathleen Hughes was an actress known for the 1950s films It Came from Outer Space, The Glass Web, and The Golden Blade. She passed away at the age of 96. George Wendt was best known for playing the lovable Norm Peterson on Cheers for 11 seasons. He passed away peacefully in his sleep at his home in Los Angeles. He was 76 years old. Daniel Williams was a drummer for the band The Devil Wears Prada. He died at the age of 39 in a plane crash in San Diego, California. Tommy Riemann was a football player for the Pittsburgh Steelers in the 1970s, and he was also an actor on the shows Charlie's Angels and The Fall Guy. He suffered a stroke earlier this year and later passed away at the age of 73. Paul Jasmine was an artist and short-lived actor whose voice was used as the voice of Norman Bates's mother in the 1960 Hitchcock film Psycho. He died at the age of 90. Peter David was an author of comic books, novels, TV shows, movies, and video games, known best for The Incredible Hulk and Spider-Man. He died at the age of 68 following kidney failure, a series of strokes, and a heart attack. Phil Robertson was the head of the Robertson family. He was a hunter and the creator of Duck Commander. He also appeared on Duck Dynasty for 11 seasons. He was diagnosed with Alzheimer's disease and passed away in West Monroe, Louisiana at the age of 79. Rick Derringer was in the band The McCoys, known for the songs Fever and Come On Let's Go. He also wrote the song Rock and Roll Hoochie Coo. He died peacefully in Florida at the age of 77 after being taken off life support. He had had triple bypass surgery months earlier. Peter Kwong is known for his roles in Big Trouble in Little China and The Golden Child during the 1980s. He suddenly died at the age of 73 from an undisclosed illness. Ed Gale was a stuntman and actor known for his performances in Child's Play and Howard the Duck as the physical performer of the title character. He died in a Los Angeles hospice center at the age of 61. Loretta Swit played head nurse Margaret Hot Lips Houlihan on MASH for 11 seasons. She won 2 Emmys for the role, and she and Alan Alda were the only 2 actors who appeared in both the pilot episode and the finale. She died at her New York City home from natural causes. She was 87 years old. Valerie Mahaffey starred in a number of TV shows: The Doctors, Northern Exposure, Desperate Housewives, and Young Sheldon, among others. She died from cancer at the age of 71. Renee Victor was an actress best known for playing Lupita on the Showtime series Weeds. She died at her home in Sherman Oaks, California, from lymphoma at the age of 86. Steve Wright played football for the Green Bay Packers and the New York Giants during the 1960s and early 70s. He passed away in a care facility located in Augusta, Georgia, at the age of 82. Jonathan Joss was known for his voice work as John Redcorn on King of the Hill. He died at the age of 59 in San Antonio due to gunshot wounds sustained during a confrontation with a neighbor. Jim Marshall was a defensive end for the Minnesota Vikings in the 1960s and 1970s. He passed away in Minneapolis at the age of 87. Doug Eggers was a linebacker for the Baltimore Colts and Chicago Cardinals in the 1950s. He died at the age of 94. Tom Rafferty played football for the Dallas Cowboys for 14 seasons in the 1970s and 80s. He passed away in Windsor, Colorado, following a stroke at the age of 70. Wayne Lewis was both a singer and keyboardist for the R&B group Atlantic Starr. He died at the age of 68 in Queens, New York. David Greenwood is best known for his basketball career with the Chicago Bulls and San Antonio Spurs during the 1980s. He passed away in Riverside, California due to cancer at 68. Sly Stone was a songwriter and lead singer of Sly and the Family Stone during the 1960s and 1970s. He died at his home in Los Angeles at the age of 82 due to chronic obstructive pulmonary disease. Chris Robinson was an actor who was known for his roles on General Hospital, 12 O'Clock High, and The Bold and the Beautiful. He passed away from heart failure while sleeping at his home in Sedona, Arizona, at the age of 86. Harris Yulin was an actor that was in Scarface, Ghostbusters 2, Clear and Present Danger, and Ozark, among others. He died at 87 from cardiac arrest in New York City. Brian Wilson was a musician, songwriter, singer, and record producer. He also co-founded the Beach Boys and wrote hit songs like Good Vibration, California Girls, and Kokomo. He passed away from respiratory arrest in Beverly Hills. He was 82. Ananda Lewis was a TV host and VJ for BET and MTV in the late 1990s. She died from breast cancer while in hospice care at her home in Los Angeles at the age of 52. Betsy Gay was an actress known for her roles in The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Our Gang Follies of 1938. She passed away at the age of 96 years old. Anne Burrell was a culinary expert and the host of the Food Network program Secrets of a Restaurant Chef, as well as the co-host of Worst Cooks in America. She passed away from cardiac arrest at her home in Brooklyn, New York, at the age of 55. Lou Christie was a singer and songwriter, known for songs like Lightnin' Strikes, I'm Gonna Make You Mine, and Rhapsody in the Rain. He died in Pittsburgh of cancer at the age of 82. Gaylord Sartain was a familiar face on the variety show Hee Haw, plus he was in 3 of the Ernest films, as well as the TV series Hey Vern, It's Ernest. He passed away from natural causes in his hometown of Tulsa, Oklahoma at the age of 81. Lynn Hamilton is best known for her role as Fred Sanford's girlfriend on Sanford & Son. She also appeared in The Waltons and Roots: The Next Generations. She died at her home in Chicago at the age of 95 of natural causes. Jack Betts was an actor known for his roles in Spider-Man, One Life to Live, and Gods and Monsters. He passed away at 96 in his sleep at his home in Los Osos, California. Joe Marinelli was an actor known for roles in Santa Barbara, The Morning Show, and General Hospital. He died at the age of 68 years old. Mick Ralphs was a guitarist and a member of both Mott the Hoople and Bad Company. He died from complications of a stroke at the age of 81. Bobby Sherman was a singer and actor who became a teen idol, famous for the songs Little Woman, Easy Come, Easy Go, and Julie, Do You Love Me? He passed away at the age of 81 from kidney cancer. Walter Scott created the band The Whispers with his twin brother Wallace and had many hits in the 1970s and 80s. He died in Los Angeles, California at the age of 81. Rick Hurst was an actor known for The Dukes of Hazzard, Steel Magnolias, and Earth Girls Are Easy. He died at the age of 79 in Los Angeles. Dave Parker was a hard-hitting Hall of Fame outfielder who played mostly with the Pittsburgh Pirates. Parker died from complications of Parkinson's disease in Cincinnati at the age of 74. Jimmy Swaggart was a TV evangelist preacher that founded Jimmy Swaggart Ministries and was caught up in highly publicized sex scandals in the late 1980s. He died from cardiac arrest in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at the age of 90. Julian McMahon was an actor best known for his TV roles in Charmed and Nip Tuck in the early 2000s. He passed away from head and neck cancer at the age of 56 in Clearwater, Florida. Sophia Hutchins was a socialite and model known for being a friend and talent manager to Caitlyn Jenner. She died in an ATV crash close to her home in Malibu at the age of 29. Michael Madsen was an actor that worked with Quentin Tarantino in films like Reservoir Dogs, Kill Bill Volume 2, The Hateful Eight, and Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. He passed away from cardiac arrest at his house in Malibu. He was 67 years old. Billy Hunter was a baseball player who played for the St. Louis Browns and the Baltimore Orioles in the 1950s. He died at the age of 97 in Lutherville, Maryland. Mark Snow composed music for TV shows such as The X-Files, Heart to Heart, and Blue Bloods. He passed away from blood cancer at his home in Connecticut at 78. Bobby Jenks was a baseball pitcher and coach who played for the Chicago White Sox and the Boston Red Sox from 2005 to 2011. He died from stomach cancer at the age of 44 in Portugal. Ed Fiori was a golfer that won 4 times on the PGA Tour and once on the Champions Tour. He passed away from cancer at the age of 72. Eileen Fulton is best known for playing Lisa Grimaldi on the soap opera As the World Turns for 50 years. She passed away in Asheville, North Carolina at the age of 91. Connie Francis was an actress and singer in the 1950s and 60s, known for her songs Everybody's Somebody's Fool and Pretty Little Baby. She was diagnosed with pneumonia and died peacefully in Pompano Beach, Florida, at the age of 87. Brian Brayman was a linebacker for the Houston Texans, Philadelphia Eagles, and New Orleans Saints. He passed away from a rare and aggressive form of cancer at the age of 38. Alan Bergman, along with his wife Marilyn, were a songwriting duo that wrote music for various television, film, and stage productions. He died at the age of 99 in Los Angeles. Jimmy Hunt was a child actor known for many roles in the late 1940s and 50s, including roles in Invaders from Mars, Cheaper by the Dozen, and Sorry, Wrong Number. He died from a heart attack in Simi Valley, California at 85 years old. Helen Cornelius was a country singer known for her popular duets with singer Jim Ed Brown. She passed away at the age of 83. Malcolm Jamal Warner was an actor best known for his role as Theo Huxtable on The Cosby Show. He died while on vacation in Costa Rica with his family after getting caught by a strong current which caused him to drown. He was 54 years old. Tom Troop was an actor known for his roles in Kelly's Heroes, My Own Private Idaho, and The Devil's Brigade. He passed away at his home in Beverly Hills at 97 years old. Ozzy Osbourne was a singer and member of Black Sabbath, and he was known as the Prince of Darkness. He also had one of the first popular reality shows with the Osbournes, which introduced his family to a whole new audience. He was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease in 2003, and later revealed he also had emphysema. He died at the age of 76 at his home in England. Chuck Mangione was a famous trumpet player who played with Art Blakey's band and the Jazz Brothers. His hits included Feel So Good and King of the Hill. He passed away in his sleep at his Rochester, New York home at the age of 84. Hulk Hogan was a wrestler who helped to skyrocket the WWF into the mainstream. He was a charismatic showman that became the greatest wrestler of all time, while also branching out into acting, reality TV, and restaurants. He died at the age of 71 from cardiac arrest at his home in Clearwater, Florida. Tom Lehrer was a singer, but he was also a mathematician. The songs The Elements, The Old Dope Peddler, and The Vatican Rag were his biggest hits. He passed away at his home in Cambridge, Massachusetts at the age of 97. Ryan Sandberg was a Hall of Fame second baseman for the Chicago Cubs through the 1980s and 1990s. He died from cancer at his home in Lake Bluff, Illinois, at the age of 65. Paul Mario Day was the original lead singer for Iron Maiden, and he was also in the bands More and Sweet. He passed away from cancer at the age of 69. Alain Abutbol was an actor best known for his roles in The Dark Knight Rises, London Has Fallen, and Rambo 3. He died at the age of 60 in Israel. Flaco Jimenez was a Tejano music legend, having won 6 Grammys for his singing, songwriting, and accordion playing. He passed away at the age of 86 following a lengthy illness in San Antonio, Texas. Jeannie Seely was a country singer with the nickname Miss Country Soul, known for songs like Don't Touch Me and Wish I Didn't Have to Miss You. She died of an intestinal infection at the age of 85 in Hermitage, Tennessee. Jonathan Kaplan was a film and television director whose projects included The Accused, Over the Edge, and ER. He passed away from liver cancer at his home in Los Angeles at the age of 77. Kelly Mack was an actress best known for her role as Addie in The Walking Dead. She died from a brain tumor at the age of 33 in Cincinnati, Ohio. Lonnie Anderson was an actress best known for playing Jennifer Marlowe on the show WKRP in Cincinnati, and her famous relationship with husband Burt Reynolds. She passed away after a long battle with cancer at the age of 79 in Los Angeles. Terry Reid was a singer and songwriter in the band Peter J. and the Jaywalkers in the early 1960s. He died of cancer in Rancho Mirage, California at the age of 75. Jane Morgan was a 1950s and 60s pop singer that was best known for her songs Fascination, The Day the Rains Came, and Two Different Worlds. She passed away at the age of 101 at her home in Naples, Florida. Billy Houghton was a wide receiver that played for the Green Bay Packers, Cleveland Browns, and the Dallas Cowboys during the 1950s and 60s. He died at the age of 95 in Houston, Texas. John Miyahara was an actor known for his role as Brett on the TV show Superstore. He passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 83. Jim Lovell was the famed astronaut that commanded the doomed Apollo 13 space mission in 1970. He died at the age of 97 at his home in Lake Forest, Illinois. David Ketchum was known for being Agent 13 on Get Smart during the 1960s. His character was often found hiding in unusual places. He died of heart failure at his Thousand Oaks, California home. He was 97 years old. Bobby Whitlock was a singer and one of the founders of the blues rock group Derek and the Dominoes, which he started with Eric Clapton back in 1970. He passed away at his home in Texas at the age of 77 after a brief illness. Danielle Spencer was best known for her role as the little sister Dee Thomas in the TV shows What's Happening and What's Happening Now. She died from stomach cancer in Richmond, Virginia at the age of 60. Chuck Girard was a musician known for being in the bands The Castells and the Hondells, which were both popular during the 1960s. He passed away at the age of 81 from stage 4 lung cancer. Tristan Rogers played Robert Scorpio on the soap opera General Hospital, beginning in 1980. He passed away from lung cancer in Palm Springs, California at the age of 79. Terrence Stamp was an actor known for playing supervillain General Zod in the 1978 film Superman, along with its sequel. He also had roles in The Adventures of Priscilla, Queen of the Desert, and Billy Budd. He died at the age of 87. Frank Caprio was a Rhode Island judge that appeared on the reality show Parking Wars, along with numerous viral videos posted on YouTube, showing his good humor and empathy as he presided over his courtroom. He passed away from pancreatic cancer at the age of 88. Jerry Adler was an actor best known for roles in The Sopranos, Rescue Me, and The Good Wife. He died at the age of 96 at his home in New York City. Floyd Levine was a character actor in both TV and film, which included appearances on The Love Boat, Melrose Place, and the movie Airplane 2. He passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 93. Leroy Jordan was a middle linebacker for 14 seasons with the Dallas Cowboys, becoming the leader of the Doomsday Defense in the late 1960s and early 1970s. He died at the age of 84. Cheryl Waters was best known for playing the female lead in Richard Compton's 1974 film Macon County Line. She died at the age of 78 in Sandpoint, Idaho. Graham Greene was an actor that had roles in movies like Dances with Wolves, Die Hard with a Vengeance, and The Green Mile. He passed away from a long illness in Stratford, Ontario, at the age of 73. Stephen Mendio was best known for the movies Slapshot, Broadcast News, and Lone Star. He died at the age of 84 in Los Angeles. Neil Summers was an actor and stuntman, known for his work in the movies Dick Tracy, RoboCop, and The Shawshank Redemption. He passed away at the age of 81 in Utah. Giorgio Armani was an Italian fashion designer and the founder of the Armani brand. He died from liver failure at his home in Milan, Italy, at the age of 91. Bruce Luce was a punk vocalist and a bassist for the band Flipper. He passed away at his home in California from a suspected heart attack at age 66. Ron DeMina was a surfing retailer and founder of the Ron John Surf Shop store chain. He passed away at the age of 88 at his home in Florida. Brian Dayette was a baseball player for the Chicago Cubs and New York Yankees during the 1980s. He died from complications of Parkinson's disease at his home in Winchester, Tennessee, at the age of 68. Sally Soxie was an actress and model that had roles in Muscle Beach Party, Bikini Beach, and Beach Blanket Bingo in the 1960s. She passed away at 82 from unknown causes at her home in California. Polly Holliday is remembered for her role as the spirited waitress Flo Castleberry and her famous line, "Kiss My Grits," in the 1970s TV series Alice. She died from pneumonia at her home in Manhattan at the age of 88. Paula Shaw was an actress that was known for playing Pamela Voorhees in the Freddy vs. Jason movie in 2003. She passed away at the age of 84 in her sleep in Vancouver, Canada. Charlie Kirk was a Christian conservative activist and founder of the organization Turning Point USA. Charlie was assassinated as he was speaking to students at Utah Valley University in Orem, Utah. He was just 31 years old. Pat Crowley was an actress known for her roles on TV, including Please Don't Eat the Daisies in the 1960s and Port Charles in the late 1990s. She passed away in Los Angeles at the age of 91. Robert Redford was an award-winning actor, director, and producer, best known for Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid, All the President's Men, and The Way We Were. He died in his sleep at 89 years old at his home in Sundance, Utah. Brett James was a country singer, songwriter, and producer, with writing credits from Carrie Underwood, Kenny Chesney, and Jason Aldean. He passed away in Franklin, North Carolina, at the age of 57 in a plane crash that also killed his wife and daughter. Sonny Curtis was best known for being a singer and songwriter and a member of the Crickets, who he joined shortly before Buddy Holly's death in 1959. He died from pneumonia at the age of 88 in Nashville, Tennessee. Bob Oldis was a baseball player for the Washington Senators and Philadelphia Phillies during the 1950s and 1960s. He was also a coach and scout for the Miami Marlins. He passed away in Gilbert, Arizona at the age of 97. Elaine Merck was a child actress known for her role as a Munchkin in The Wizard of Oz and for The Adventures of Tom Sawyer and Barnyard Follies, all from the late 1930s. She died at the age of 94 in Los Angeles. Claudia Cardinali was an Italian actress known for many roles, but none bigger than Once Upon a Time in the West in 1968. She passed away at her home in France at the age of 87 years old. Rudy Johnson was a running back who played for the Cincinnati Bengals from 2001 to 2007. He died at the age of 45 in Miami, Florida. Jane Goodall was the world's most preeminent chimpanzee expert and researcher. She was on a speaking tour in the United States when she died in her sleep at the age of 91. Jerry Leggio was an actor known for small TV roles over 4 decades. He also had roles in the films Blaze in 1989, The Badge from 2002, and American Violet in 2008. He died at home in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, at the age of 90. Ed Williams played Ted Olson on the show Police Squad in the early 1980s. He also showed up in all 3 The Naked Gun films. He passed away at the age of 98 in Los Angeles. Arthur Jones was a football player that played for the Baltimore Ravens, Indianapolis Colts, and Washington Redskins. He died at his home in Pompey, New York, at the age of 39, with no cause of death listed. Kimberly Hebert Gregory was an actress known for her role in the HBO series Vice Principals, and later in Brooklyn Nine-Nine and Better Call Saul. She passed away at the age of 52. Ron Dean was an actor that appeared in many films like Risky Business, The Breakfast Club, Cocktail, and The Fugitive, among many other film and television appearances. He died at the age of 87 at a hospital in Chicago. Joan Bennett Kennedy was a socialite and the first wife to Senator Ted Kennedy. She passed away from complications of dementia at her home in Boston at the age of 89. Terry Buzzy Johnson was a songwriter, music producer, and singer for the group The Flamingos, popular in the late 1950s. He died at the age of 86 in Las Vegas, Nevada. Mike Greenwell was a baseball player for the Boston Red Sox in the 1980s and 1990s. He passed away from thyroid cancer in Boston at the age of 62. Tommy Price was a drummer in the bands Scandal and Blue Oyster Cult, and also drummed for Billy Idol and Joan Jett. He died at the age of 68 years old. John Lodge was a singer and guitarist for the rock band The Moody Blues, beginning in the late 1960s. He passed away at the age of 82. Diane Keaton was an award-winning actress known for her roles in films like The Godfather, Annie Hall, and Father of the Bride. She died at the age of 79 in Santa Monica, California, from pneumonia. Marty Domres was a football player that played for the San Diego Chargers, Baltimore Colts, San Francisco 49ers, and the New York Jets in the 1970s. He passed away at the age of 78. Sandy Alomar Sr. was an all-star second baseman who played most of his career with the California Angels in the 1970s. He died at the age of 81 in Puerto Rico. Penelope Milford was an actress that was best known for her role in the 1978 movie Coming Home, which she was nominated for an Academy Award. She died at 77 years old in upstate New York. D'Angelo was an R&B singer known for the songs Lady and Brown Sugar in the 1990s. He passed away from pancreatic cancer in New York City at the age of 51. Larry Burright was a baseball player that played for the Los Angeles Dodgers and New York Mets in the early 1960s. He died at the age of 88 after a brief illness. Samantha Eggar was an actress best known for her 1960s roles in The Collector and Dr. Dolittle, among others. She passed away at her home in Sherman Oaks, California at 86 years old. Ace Frehley was known for being the lead guitarist and founding member of the rock band Kiss. He fell in his home studio, and he was put on life support due to a brain bleed. He died in Morristown, New Jersey at the age of 74. Sam Rivers was known for being the bassist and co-founder of the band Limp Bizkit. He passed away at the age of 48. Doug Martin was a football player for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and Oakland Raiders. He died while he was being arrested, becoming unresponsive in police custody, and was taken to a hospital where he died at the age of 36. Steven Starring was a wide receiver with the New England Patriots in the 1980s. He passed away at the age of 64. David Ball was a singer and co-founder of the electronic dance group The Grid, along with the synth-pop duo Soft Cell. He passed away in his sleep in London. He was 66 years old. June Lockhart was an actress with a career spanning 90 years. She was known for her roles in the television series Lassie and Lost in Space in the 1950s and 1960s. She died from natural causes at her home in Santa Monica, California, at the age of 100. Nick Mangold was an offensive lineman that played for the New York Jets from 2006 to 2016. He passed away at the age of 41 from complications of kidney disease. George Atkinson was a defensive back for the Oakland Raiders and Denver Broncos in the 1970s. He died at the age of 78. Prunella Scales was an English actress known for Fawlty Towers in the 1970s. She passed away from complications with dementia in London at the age of 93. Maria Riva was a child actress in the 1930s and was the only daughter of Marlene Dietrich. She died in her sleep at the age of 100 in New Mexico. Floyd Myers Jr. was a child actor in the 1990s. He played a young Will Smith on The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and was also in The Jacksons and American Dream. He died from a heart attack at his home in Maryland at the age of 42. Scott Sorry was a songwriter and bass guitarist for the bands The Wild Hearts and Sorry and the Sinatras. He was diagnosed with brain cancer in 2018 and died on his 47th birthday. Ralph Sininsky was a TV director and screenwriter for shows like Star Trek, The Waltons, and The Fugitive. He died in Carmel by the Sea, California, at the age of 102. Bob Trumpy was a football player for the Cincinnati Bengals in the 1970s and later a sports broadcaster. He passed away at 80 years old at his home outside Cincinnati, Ohio. John Wesley Riles was a country artist known for his songs Kay, Tell It Like It Is, and When a Man Loves a Woman, popular in the 1970s. He died at the age of 74. Walter Maslow was an actor that had roles in the 1950s films Suicide Battalion and The Cosmic Man, and the 1961 film Atlas. He passed away at the age of 97. Betty Harford was an actress known for her TV appearances on Gunsmoke and Dynasty, and in the film The Paper Chase. She died at the age of 98 in Santa Barbara, California. Donna Jean Godchaux was a singer best known for being a member of the Grateful Dead in the 1970s. She passed away from cancer in Nashville, Tennessee at 78 years old. Dick Cheney was the 46th Vice President of the United States from 2001 to 2009 under President George W. Bush. He died from complications related to pneumonia and heart disease in Virginia at the age of 84. Diane Ladd was an award-winning actress known for her role in the films Alice Doesn't Live Here Anymore, Chinatown, and National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation. She was also mother to actress Laura Dern. She died at the age of 89 from idiopathic pulmonary fibrosis at her home in Ojai, California. Elizabeth Franz was an actress best known for her roles in the play Death of a Salesman in the late 1990s, and the films Sabrina from 1995 and Christmas with the Cranks in 2004. She passed away from cancer in Woodbury, Connecticut at the age of 84. Marshawn Kneeland was a defensive end that played for the Dallas Cowboys for the past 2 seasons. He died at the age of 24 from a self-inflicted gunshot wound in Frisco, Texas. Lenny Wilkens was a basketball player for the St. Louis Hawks and Seattle Supersonics in the 1960s and 70s, and later a head coach. He passed away at his home in Medina, Washington, at the age of 88. Michael Ray Richardson was an NBA All-Star with the New York Knicks, Golden State Warriors, and New Jersey Nets, but he was also banned from basketball in 1986 for testing positive for cocaine for a 3rd time. He died from prostate cancer at the age of 70 in Oklahoma. Sally Kirkland was an actress best known for her roles in the films Best of the Best, JFK, and Bruce Almighty. She passed away from complications from dementia in hospice care in Palm Springs, California at the age of 84. Cleto Escobedo III was the band leader of Cleto and the Cletones, the house band for Jimmy Kimmel Live. He died from cardiogenic shock at UCLA Medical Center in Los Angeles at the age of 59. Todd Snyder was a country singer and songwriter, best known for his 1995 song, All Right Guy. He passed away from pneumonia at the age of 59 in Nashville, Tennessee. Alice and Ellen Kessler were known as the Kessler Twins in the 1950s and 60s, singing and dancing on shows like The Red Skelton Show and The Ed Sullivan Show. They both died together by assisted death in Germany at the age of 89. Spencer LaFranco was an actor that had recent roles in the films Unbroken, King Cobra, and Gotti. He passed away at the age of 33 in British Columbia, Canada. Carl Serfalia was an actor that had many roles in films like Fight Club, Mission Impossible 3, and The Amazing Spider-Man. He passed away in Huntsville, Alabama at the age of 72. Udo Kier was a German actor, best known for countless roles in films during the 1980s and 1990s, including My Own Private Idaho and Blade. He died at the age of 81 in Palm Springs, California. Jimmy Cliff was a Jamaican reggae singer that had hits like Many Rivers to Cross and You Can Get It If You Really Want. He also appeared in the 1990 film Marked for Death. He passed away from pneumonia at the age of 81 in Kingston, Jamaica. Fuzzy Zoeller was a professional golfer in the 1970s and 1980s, winning the Masters in 1979 in his very first appearance. He also became notorious for making racist comments about Tiger Woods during the 1997 Masters tournament. He died in Indiana at the age of 74. Ingrid Van Bergen was an actress from the 1960s, starring alongside Kirk Douglas and William Holden. She also shot and killed her boyfriend in 1977 and served 5 years in German prison for manslaughter. She died at the age of 94 in Germany. Lem Barney was a Pro Football Hall of Fame cornerback for the Detroit Lions in the 1960s and 1970s. He died at the age of 80. Tom Stoppard was an acclaimed playwright and screenwriter, having written the screenplay for the Oscar-winning 1998 film Shakespeare in Love. He died peacefully at his home in Dorset, England, at the age of 88. Chubby Tavares was the lead singer of the soul group Tavares with his brothers, and they were best known for their hit Heaven Must Be Missing an Angel in 1976. He died peacefully at home in Florida at the age of 80. Elton Campbell was an NBA player in the 1990s who played for the Los Angeles Lakers. He also won a championship with the Detroit Pistons in 2004. He passed away at the age of 57 from an accidental drowning while fishing in Pompano Beach, Florida. Steve Cropper was the guitarist of the Stax record house band Booker T and the MGs, who backed Otis Redding and Wilson Pickett in the 1960s. He died from complications from a fall in Nashville at the age of 84. Cary Hiroyuki Tagawa was an actor known for roles in License to Kill, Mortal Kombat, and The Man in the High Castle. He passed away at the age of 75 from complications of a stroke at his home in Santa Barbara, California. Cameron was a singer who gained popularity on YouTube and then went on tour with bands like One Direction in 2012. She died in Miami after being struck while riding an electric scooter. She was 26 years old. Raul Malo was a singer and musician that was the lead singer and songwriter of 1990s country band The Mavericks. He passed away from colon cancer at the age of 60 in Nashville. George Mira was a quarterback that played for the San Francisco 49ers and Philadelphia Eagles in the 1960s. He died in Miami at the age of 83. Jeff Garcia was a comedian and voice actor best known for the 2001 film Jimmy Neutron, Boy Genius. He passed away from complications from pneumonia following a stroke at the age of 50 in Los Angeles. Peter Green was an actor known for playing bad guys in films like The Mask and Pulp Fiction. He was found dead in his apartment in Manhattan at the age of 60. Rob Reiner was an actor known for playing Meathead in the 1970s show All in the Family, and also as a director for movies like Stand By Me, When Harry Met Sally, and A Few Good Men. He and his wife Michelle were stabbed to death at their home in Los Angeles. He was 78 years old. Anthony Geary played Luke Spencer on the long-running soap opera General Hospital. He died at the age of 78 from complications following a surgical procedure in the Netherlands. Carl Carlton was a funk singer with songs like Everlasting Love and She's a Bad Mama Jamma, whose career spanned the 1970s and early 1980s. He passed away at the age of 73 from complications of a stroke. Gil Gerard was known by most for playing Buck Rogers in the late 1970s and early 1980s. He died from cancer in Georgia at the age of 82. Greg Biffle was a NASCAR driver from 2001 to 2022. He died in a plane crash in Statesville, North Carolina, at the age of 55. His wife and their 2 children, along with 3 others on board, were also lost. James Ranson was an actor known for playing Ziggy Sabatka in the 2nd season of The Wire in 2003. After battling substance abuse for many years, Ranson took his own life in Los Angeles at the age of 46. Adam the Woo was a popular YouTuber who documented travel, theme parks, and roadside attractions, and who had a loyal and large following on YouTube. Adam was found dead in his home in Celebration, Florida at the age of 51. Pat Finn was a character actor who had many recurring roles on TV, including on Murphy Brown in the 1990s and The Middle in the 2010s. He passed away from cancer at the age of 60. Let me know in the comments if I missed anyone, and please consider subscribing and sharing Recollection Road Entertainment with someone you know. As always, thank you so much for watching.